In the end, all we are is our story. What is your story, and what do you want it to say about your life? I'm Ann C.K. Nickel, a living, walking miracle who is on a mission to transform 1 million lives, one story at a time. Help me reach my big, audacious goal by joining me each week as we discuss all things story. Welcome to the Story Shepherd Podcast. Hello, everyone. It's a new, beautiful day. This is Ann C.K. Nickel, the Story Shepherd, living life on the upside and sending blessings to you all for a wonderful new week full of possibilities. Today's episode is about the power of poetry. Take the kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow. You are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream, yet if hope has flown away in a night or in a day, in a vision or in none, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep, while I weep, while I weep. O God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? O God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? As I said, poetry is powerful. That poem was A Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe, my favorite writer. Isn't it wonderful? For a writer, poetry is one of the many genres you can write in to share your ideas and your stories. It's fun learning and practicing the different styles of poetry, including ballads, odes, haiku, limericks, sonnets, and free verse. But there's much more to poetry than that, and I believe a poetry practice is beneficial to everyone, even non-writers. Here are 5 ways poetry can be a powerful tool in your life. 1, poetry allows us to express our feelings in a positive way. Whether you're feeling happy, sad, discouraged, anxious, or elated, you can explore it through poetry. Write about what you're experiencing and then put it together in a rhyme, a ballad, or a haiku. There's no right or wrong way. You can share it with others or keep it to yourself. 2, poetry is therapeutic. When you're feeling sad or down, writing a sad poem gets it out of your system. I did that a lot when I was young and during other low points in my life, and it helped me through those rough patches. I wrote this poem, Adrift, during one of those times. I am adrift on the ocean of life, with no wind to fill my sails, stranded without a breeze or the strong southern gales. I attempt to reach a distant shore, but every endeavor fails. The void is filled with the sound of my bitter, mournful wails. And this is one of the poems in my poetry book, Expressions. I share most of mine because I believe it helps the reader realize they're not alone and that someone else also has bad days and they've made it through. 3, poetry improves your memory. Studies have shown poetry lighting up the area of the brain that activates during daydreaming. Poetic verse is easier to memorize, helping people retain that and other information. And some memory care centers have implemented spoken word poetry as a treatment for dementia. So try it yourself. Look up some famous poetry, if that helps. Find a shorter one to start, read it out loud, and memorize it. Then see if you can still recite it the next day to test your retention. 4. Writing poetry sparks creative thinking. It forces your brain to put words and sentences together in a different way, to find ways to rhyme and to create a certain flow. Now, this can help writers when they're stuck while writing a short story, a novel, or even a nonfiction book. Taking a break to write a poem gets you out of that rut. But it also helps in business or any other time you're working on goals. Poetry sparks new ideas, which opens your mind to other innovative ways to accomplish those goals. 5. Poetry increases your knowledge about other cultures. When you read the poetry of poets from other races or countries, you experience the world through their eyes, their heart, and their voice. It grants you a different perspective of things you may have only seen one way. We understand that there is more than one side to every story, but poetry reveals those other sides. One of my favorite poems is My Heart's in the Highlands by Scottish poet Robert Burns. Here it is. Farewell to the Highlands, farewell to the North, the birthplace of valor, the country of worth. Wherever I wander, wherever I rove, the hills of the Highlands forever I love. My heart's in the Highlands, my heart is not here. My heart's in the Highlands, a-chasing the deer, a-chasing the wild deer and following the roe. My heart's in the Highlands, wherever I go. Farewell to the mountains, high-covered with snow. Farewell to the straths and green valleys below. Farewell to the forest and wild-hanging woods. Farewell to the torrents and loud pouring floods. My heart's in the Highlands, my heart is not here. My heart's in the Highlands, a-chasing the deer, a-chasing the wild deer and following the roe. My heart's in the Highlands, wherever I go. I loved Scotland even before I traveled there. This poem was one of the reasons because it brought it to life for me. I could imagine walking in the Highlands, over the mountains and through the lush green valleys. And my heart sang those verses when I finally experienced the beauty of the Highlands. If you love music, read the lyrics to some of your favorite songs. You'll find that they read like poetry because they are another form of poetry. Now, someone told me one time that a song is not a poem, but I believe the rules and the lines are blurred there, that songs are another beautiful way to share poetry. I wrote one of my poems because of a tune that was stuck in my head for days. The tune is melancholy, so I wrote a poem about love and loss that matched it. And when I recite that poem, I don't read it, I sing it, recalling that tune. I'm going to share it with you now, but remember, I am not a professional singer, but I want to share it with you to show you what else is possible with poetry. It's called My Heart Belongs to You. One night while I was sleeping, love, I had a dream of you. You came to me and kissed me sweet and left me wanting you. And so I chased you through the realms of my wondrous dream. You evaded me, but I caught you, dear, and held you close to me. For your heart belongs to me, love, as mine belongs to you. I swear you'll never leave my side until this life is through. But then one day you ran away and took your love from me. I searched for you from far to near, over mountains and raging seas. And so I found you once again, crying on a hill. You had not left me after all, but were taken against your will. For your heart belongs to me, love, as mine belongs to you. I swear you'll never leave my side until this life is through. But then I noticed your blue eyes shining oh so bright. You then unfolded those silver wings and blinded me with your light. I fell to my knees and held my head. This could not be true. You were the only one I loved. Now what would I do? For your heart belongs to me, love, as mine belongs to you. I swore you'd never leave my side until this life is through. You held me to your chest then, held me oh so tight. You kissed me sweetly one last time, then left me in the night. And now I sit alone, love, and wait for your return. I weep, I sob and tremble, dear, and my heart achingly yearns. But you do not come back to me. I alone live through the years. All I have left to my name are your memories and my tears. Your heart still belongs to me, love, as mine belongs to you. But you have left my side, dear, and now my life is through. The first time I performed that was at an open mic night in a little cafe on Ventura Boulevard in Los Angeles. When the audience started snapping and clapping, just like in the 80s and 90s movies I loved, I realized one of my dreams. I experience that rush every time I write or share a poem. That taught me that poetry also gives you courage. The courage to express yourself, to share your feelings, to overcome hurt, and to follow your dreams. Look at the courage it took for me to sing you that poem. And now that you know a few of the benefits of reading and writing poetry, add it to your routine. Make time to read it every week and write a poem of your own every month. Have fun with it, trying different styles. Here's a prompt to get you started. Write a poem about dreams and use the words goal, hope, and journey in it. I'll add some more prompts in the episode notes along with the link to my poetry book, Expressions. And remember, your poems don't have to be perfect. Poetry is an extension of you, of your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions, which makes them a work of art. And if you can muster up the courage, share it with someone. You are important, which makes your story and your poetry important too. Thank you for joining me today on the Story Shepherd podcast. Keep creating your epic life story movie. And please join me next time as we continue transforming lives one story at a time.